Brad, Kirsten, thank you for joining us on Phase Zero to talk about I Am Groot. Congratulations. The show is a lot of fun. And honestly, I just was in the room when you showed it off at the Marvel Studios animation panel at Comic-Con. And I want to start there. How did it feel to show off this show for the first time in a room full of thousands of people?
Incredible. Oh my gosh. I I was really trying to like take it in and be present in the moment and appreciate what it sounds like when 4,000 people or however many fit in that ballroom are like laughing at a joke you wrote and, cheering. Like, incredible. It was great.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Brad, you're no stranger to Kirsten, have you been to Comic-Con before?
No, it's my first time.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the circus. Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I mean, what a great first way to experience it.
I really enjoy how this show, it's just like, it feels like we're just having a fun check-in with an MCU character we all love. He's adorable. And it's a fun kind of refreshing watch in that way. Brad, I'd love to hear from you. What drew you into the pitch of I Am Groot and this series of shorts? Because it's very different from anything Marvel's done before.
I mean, we wanted to bring Baby Groot back to the screen for a long time after Guardians 2. And the question was like, when, but also why? And in talking to Kevin, there was an idea of doing them as short films, kind of like the original animated shorts that launched Walt Disney in the first place, where, he didn't have to be a perfect angel all the time. He could be a little mischievous scamp. And in looking for filmmakers and looking at Kirsten's past films, it became really clear that she would be the person that would bring voice to this little guy.
Kirsten, well, I'd love to hear from you. Was there anything specifically from Guardians 2 where we spent time with Baby Groot, where you're like, you know what, this would be the character that's fun to write. This is how I want to write him.
Yeah, I mean, Guardians 2, I studied it like front to back, as research for this character, obviously. Like, we took, yeah, exactly. We really carefully, made sure we went through all those moments, and also had conversations with James Gunn about the character just to make sure that we could really do him justice and sort of keep his heart and soul throughout our series. But yeah, I mean, that opening sequence when he's dancing and they're all fighting and everything. Oh, incredible. Very inspirational for the series.
I actually would love to hear about that. What was the collaborative process like? Because I know in the MCU, the producers talk a lot, the writers have to talk a lot. This one feels like it might have had even a little bit more freedom than you guys might be usually used to over there, Brad. What was it like to work with James and the other creatives behind the Guardians movies to make sure, this fits in the universe, but also tells its own story?
I'll answer the continuity part.
Yeah.
And then you can answer what it's like working with James.
Okay.
It's a narrow window, right? It takes place actually between the end of Guardians 2 and before the tag scene in Guardians 2. So it's in this narrow window where Groot's in that kind of post-toddler stage of development. And it was something that really excited James. And also, James also knew Kirsten's work and was excited about working with her as well.
Yeah, I had great meetings with James at several points in the process. And the most pivotal one being like our initial kickoff meeting where we basically just discussed this amazing character that he created just to make sure we could, like do Baby Groot the way we're supposed to. And I remember him telling me like, oh yeah, he's a bad baby. And also he's like an emoji guy, which cracked me up. And like, I kept like repeating that in meetings. I was like, we got to make sure that we're just like nailing these poses and facial expressions because all he has is like 2 eyes and a mouth. He doesn't even have a nose. It's a very limited face. So it's like, just like an emoji nails an emotion and expression. We had to do that with Groot as well.
I love how there's just so many iterations of Groot. Like you have Centaur Groot, you have like Groot hiding in a Fortnite bush. I've seen like Cost Babies already rolling out merch for these. Do you have favorite versions that you got to create and animate in this one?
I mean, I love them all because those were our, I was like, these were the ones we picked, but like, I love the big head one. I love the Centaur one and the dolphin, I mean, all of them. I don't know. They're great.
Marie Antoinette's really funny.
Marie Antoinette's really fun.
I love it when he realizes his back legs don't work.
Yeah.
He's so
yeah, I thought I might have seen Groot like learn to walk or something in this one, which was fun. That was fun. Vin Diesel's been playing Groot for a while now through, I think, 4 films and 5 films. I'd love to hear about what it was like. Does he at this point come in and have input and try to add his own flavor to it in any way?
I mean, it's all his own flavor. It's like, it's really become his character. He we had a fantastic record session with him and he just like came out swinging. It was awesome. It was like he would watch the episode. It was the first time he had seen it, and then stepped up to the plate and just ran through the whole thing and just nailed it like the first time. So he just gave us like such a wealth of incredible stuff that it made our lives really easy.
I know in animation, somebody has to lay down the voice first, like the scratch sound. Was that you? Did you have to voice Groot at first?
Yeah, I did all the scratch at first.
That's no pressure, no pressure at all. I also love that Bradley Cooper's back for an appearance as Rocket, which isn't a spoiler. We announced that at the Marvel Studios animation panel. Was that always the plan, to have Rocket make an appearance? What did Bradley think of this?
I mean, it was something that we sort of had the luxury of adding in. It made a lot of sense because our show is photorealistic CG, and it was like, oh, Rocket is both his pal and buddy, so it makes sense conceptually, but also is like another CG character, so it just made it even easier. And I just love their dynamic so much, because it's sort of like this parent-son dynamic, but also they're just buddies in the end. So it was awesome, and recording Bradley was awesome, of course.
You mentioned the photorealistic animation. I want to commend that. It looks gorgeous. It looks so good. I love your other choice to go with the photorealistic animation, because I see, I mean, of all from the one project we've seen in animation, which is What If, and going forward, X-Men 97, Spider-Man, Marvel Zombies, everything looks like it has its own distinct styles. This is the only one that seems to do the photorealistic animation. It looked so cool. I love you about the choice to do that style for this.
Well, I think it's important to us at the studio to kind of let the project dictate the type of animation that we're going to use. And we wanted this to feel like it was directly rooted in the language of the film. So we used the same vendor in Luma that did an amazing job and animated Baby Groot successfully before. And it was exciting to bring Kirsten's skill set from stop motion into the CG space, where you can really feel her consideration in every shot and every composition and how she moved the camera. It's a really unique director's eye, I would say, Kirsten. It's really like phenomenal work.
Thanks.
And also compliments your animation work on Marcel the Shell. I've heard so many good things. I haven't had a chance to see it. I've seen trailers and stuff, and it looks really, really sharp. I can't wait to see it myself. But all my friends have complimented it, so I know you worked on it over there.
Thank you.
I don't know. I may be missing something. The last time I remember seeing photorealistic animation like this was on Lion King, and it looked really good there. It looked really good here. Brad, did you guys work with anybody who worked on that previously at Disney, or was this a whole different group?
This was a whole different group. You know, like I said, it was Luma who animated for us, who is one of our VFX vendors on the Guardians films. And it really was born more out of our VFX pipeline of creating photoreal characters on screen.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm glad you guys went with this. And Brad, I have a couple questions in general just about some of the stuff we saw at the panel, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
So first of all, my first question is Spider-Man freshman year. Dude, that was an awesome series of announcements. It also raised a lot of question marks for us diehard MCUers. Charlie Cox is there, Doctor Strange is there, whole plethora of Spider-Man villains. That's set before Civil War. What can you tell me about how you guys are fitting that into the Marvel Universe with all these characters we have maybe heard of, not seen, some we know already? What can you share?
Well, like we said in the panel, it follows the pattern that you see in Civil War. You know, down to Peter getting the broken Blu-ray player from the trash, and he walks in his apartment for the famous moment where Tony Stark is waiting for him to offer him the Stark internship and take him to Berlin. But because of things that happen in the multiverse, because of new random occurrences, it's not Tony Stark who's waiting for him there. It's Norman Osborn, and that sends his life in an unexpected trajectory that collides him with many unexpected characters in the Marvel universe.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. My last thing, my favorite character of all time is Nova. There's been reports from pretty reliable sources that you guys are borrowing somebody from Moon Knight for that. Can you give me anything about Richard Rider or Sam Alexander?
I can't, but I'm happy to hear that you're a Nova fan.
Big Nova fan, and right now, huge I Am Groot fan. I can't wait for everybody to see this and lay their eyes on all 20 minutes like I did in just a couple weeks. Thank you so much for the time, Kirsten and Brad. Congratulations on another win with Marvel, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you.